Okay, guys, so I know the hair. This is not about the hair today, though, because I'm really angry that a certain somebody keeps getting away with posting and having a platform in general, and they just like get away with it, and like everybody knows about this except Except they don't. She has 233,000 followers and gets a bunch of likes each photo. So there's this girl on Instagram known as Sofia or whatever. Whatever. I'll insert her stupid page up here. Anyways, it's just making me mad because like there's so much people that don't know who she is, and she blocked me after I commented that she was a disgusting person. Yeah. That just proves how guilty she is. So there's evidence on Instagram by the user Nobama Lesbian. Charlie. Nobamak Nobamic lesbian. I don't know. I butchered the name. It's fine. I've seen people say she's using reference, and many artists use reference. Yes, I make art too, and I use reference a lot of the time to help with drawing proportions right. But there's a difference between drawing and using something for reference and completely tracing something using most of the same colors, and when you put it over the original, it's almost identical. Oh my god! Tweet says, why is she profiting from being a tracer, racist, transphobic, egomaniac, and is trying to get away with it? Like, this is what I don't get. It's like, at first glance, many are impressed by her rendering skills, so was I. I mean, me too, honestly. But further investigating, her pieces felt a little bit off, and I discovered she's been heavily tracing professional photographs. Here are some examples. Many of these examples I had to go out of my way to find the original photo, which she never credited as a reference, nor I would believe she asked for permission by the original artist, since many of these photos were found on Pinterest, discredited themselves. Profiting off of traced art is crappy, and it's almost impossible for art to improve that much over such a short period of time. But that's not even the worst thing she's done. How can you say your people of color art is a bonus and gives you more clout? That's really disgusting. It really is. Like, I mean, there's nothing else to say. Like, people are just sitting here standing her, and she's legit tracing. Like, I really like this piece, and we all knew where it was from, but like every single piece is just traced. You know what I'm saying? Her straight out admitting she directly uses color picks from her references and paints. It is painfully suspicious that there's a sudden style and change in quality and change in art within a couple of months of posting in 2020. I know some will say, so what if she traces her references? It's her art. That's a valid point, but tracing and referencing are great methods for artists to use to improve their art. However, there's a line crossed when one profits off this kind of process. Exactly. That can, like, and I believe this person is beyond old enough to know that. I don't even know how old they are, but I'm pretty sure I've seen their face. That's like a young woman in her like 20s. I don't know. But like, people should know this already, and it's so annoying. Like, oh. Even though her Twitter is deleted, she still has a Patreon and a Redbubble that she is continuing to profit off of these trace works. It is okay to trace of heavily referenced, but under the circumstances that one does it for no monetary value. And I used to do that when I was younger too. And I'm pretty sure a lot of younger artists used to do it too. And a lot of younger artists do it a lot nowadays, but they're not old enough to understand that if they post it, they're getting money, so it doesn't really, like, they're children. They don't know anything. They're not going to profit off of it anyways, you know? Like, you shouldn't just go out there, trace somebody's work, claim it as your own, and make money off of it. It's not... What are you doing? Her deleting her social medias, apart from the ones that bring her monetary value, is a very telling of what her true intentions are by disappearing from the internet, period. There are multiple accounts of her admitting she only sees people of color art as a cash grab or straight up ignoring people when they call her out by being exploitative towards people of color. She ignores people calling her out and blocks them and then complains when they don't speak English. Charlie, also, it's really freaking annoying and weird how male on male fetishize Dabby Hawks. Why are you drawing not safe for work male on male? Male on male content while not being male on male. That's fetishizing. I don't know about that one, because I've seen a lot of women that do it and just enjoy it and stuff like that. I mean, I enjoy it, and I don't draw not safe for work stuff, because I don't do that. It's like, I wouldn't do that, because first of all, I'm a child, and second of all, but I don't really see a problem with drawing something you like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too stupid to be commenting something like that, but I don't think that's a problem. But I mean, it is fetishizing, but there are people that make yaoi. I say yaoi, but yaoi, and people enjoy that. So yeah, I don't know about that one. I will say that I still stand by what I say, but if you bring real people and real men and real gay relationships into it, that is toxic. Don't do that. You are the door this way. Leave. We don't want you here. I think it's fine to have like fake cartoon manga, all that, but if you bring real life gay men into it, please leave. Leave, please. Leave. I cannot think of any other explanation than that they are doing POC because they want to represent. I do POC because paying customers ask for it, and naturally I get more clout because I have bigger numbers, so they just got jealous and now they want to put me down. Disgusting. Y'all smell that fish? Fish and rice? Y'all smell that fish and rice? Hold on. It's just that this person is this close to name dropping me and accusing me to false things. I also must keep a very close eye on them. All because of spite that my POC gets more clout. Charlie, you just admitted to being basically, Alright, anyways. Hey, I just want to ask you, when are you going to delete this or recolor it? People of color are not a bonus. Period. Also, the skin is colored incorrectly. I'm not trying to bully or harass you, but trying to inform you that you made a mistake. Facts. No cap. No print. Since this is the internet, newsflash, not all people speak English. And she insults her fans who cannot adore her in English. I guess she doesn't have support for her content as valid unless you're fluent in English. Please. Just get her off the internet. Pause to read. She clearly doesn't understand or respect LGBT but still decides to monetize off of another minority. She depicts characters like Hawks and Dabby as gay in her safe for work and not safe for work post. And continues to profit off of them on her Patreon. Charlie, my internet, I cannot read this. So basically, my internet committed the yeetster, so I'm just gonna have to show you the rest on here. And you're gonna have to, maybe I'll read it to you. I'll read you a bedtime story. So, from female to male, female body, anatomy, but like maybe a scar with a line with a flat chest, for example. But that is such a minority. Crying, what a distorted, bruh. It's okay, really appreciate it, and actually will gain more too, BB. I have no clue how to do male to female, though. I'm not comfortable with that. I've never met or seen a person in real life. Leave. She is irresponsible of how she runs her Discord server, admitting she doesn't care if minors are in adult spaces in a place that is made for her and her fans, when her staff tried to make it safer for minors. This comes off as an adult being suspiciously careless around minors. Chris Hansen had a... Lastly, her admitting she has a big ego over the clout and money she's gotten over art isn't fully hers. The self-awareness hurts. Lol.
I feel empty. I haven't been happy with my art, even though it's good. I haven't been happy with my income, even though it's ridiculously high. I'm not happy in general, even though my life is great, to be honest. I just feel extremely empty, and I hate it. I'm guessing it's just a few-day mood. I'll feel better in a bit. Plus, the weather is garbage, and the weather influences my mood extremely. Oh my god, lol, XD, roar. I remember in the beginning the thrill of getting clout, earning money, and getting fans was amazing, but now it's just too commonplace, and I feel empty. Lately, I've been doing impulsive shopping just to try and fill the void. Lemo helps a bit. It's just that I've achieved my goals as an artist way too early, and now I'm not even painting for the vibe. It just become my job, and I feel like I'm obligated to deliver certain things during a 1 month period. Also, the fact that people don't even effing look at me like a human anymore. I'm just a public figure to them. It's low-key bothering me. I cannot interact as much as I would like to because it's overwhelming. Not gonna lie, my huge ego loves the attention, but as I said, that has become a commonplace too. Plus, all the freaking compliments I have but cannot talk about publicly, and not even with mutuals, because I'm afraid they'll think I'm just a terrible human being. Anyways, just big sad. Don't worry, I'm fine. Just wanted to get that out of me. Like, Shally? So this person says, hi, I don't know if this is vital info, but she uses Procreate, right? Recently I figured out a feature where if you insert a private image, the image won't show up in the time-lapse after, which is probably what she uses to show she doesn't trace. I took a screen recording of it, it was so much. Cotton 4K, boys.
Alright. I want to wrap up my final thoughts on what's going down with the... After seeing the thread of all the recent stuff that's been going on, I finally spoke up about it. I made a thread on my private Twitter account about what went down between me and her, and how she once took my work without my permission or credit and profited off of it. I've had her on mute everywhere for a couple of months because it's causing me so much anxiety, but I've always been heavily associated with her being another dobby artist, and it was always just sitting there in the back of my mind, seeing her get away with everything. A lot of people have been hesitant to say things against her because she openly talks about using her platform to cancel others.
Do I care? Do I care? Do we care? No!
Even though I'm only just one artist, she took from and profited off of. This situation goes beyond that. This is no longer just some artist stealing work, which I'll speak more on. Her racist, homophobic, transphobic behavior and creating an overall unsafe environment is inexcusable. As of right now, it's not looking like she's taking all the criticism towards her seriously. Her friend who contacted me this morning after I posted the thread, who's in contact with her, told me everything coming out is out of context and she's being heavily gaslit by the Discord mods / admins that are speaking up about how they have been treated, and that she will be taking legal action against them. I do not know what part of you saying my
POC gets more clout
was taken out of context. I do not know what part of deleting the adult minor barrier on Discord to let more minors into your not safe for work server was taken out of context. I do not know what part of blocking people for calling out homophobic... I do not know what part of blocking people for calling out homophobic and racist remarks and work has been taken out of context.
Because you know what? I got blocked too, and
She just blocks everybody that says anything about it. I do not know what part of shizzing on smaller artists who use the same reference photo as you even after copying my work was taken out of context. I do not know what part of you yelling at people to speak English in your replies was taken out of context. I do not know what part of...
I don't want to draw Debbie in a dress because I'm straight and men dresses make me feel uncomfortable.
was taken out of context. I do not know what part of saying you refuse to draw trans people because it makes you uncomfortable was taken out of context. I do not know what part of stealing other people's work or not changing the skin tone features because the reference, therefore whitewashing the characters and adding a
POC bonus
by lowering the brightness on the white skin was taken out of context. The friend who contacted me this morning told me that claimed never stole from me or others. I've already posted my evidence and even confronted her back in December when I found out. The rest of the work was also taken from others without permission and half the time without credit. Now let's talk about these references and tracing. Using references for art is important. It helps you learn and train your eyes and hands. 90% of the time I use references for my work. However, using references for your art, even heavily traced, is not the same as tracing over someone else's work without credit or permission, using this exact same colors and then profiting off of it. Heck, if this would even be a completely different story if she was just taking her own photos to trace over. Even if you're telling me she's not tracing, she's using some other method. You should not be able to overlay the final piece over the reference and barely tell the difference. Sophia, if you're taking this seriously, which you absolutely need to, stop profiting off of other people's hard work. Stop profiting off of fetishizing LGBT and POC. Stop calling yourself a public figure. You are an anime fan artist who was fortunate enough to be able to make money off your work. No, you are not being canceled because you're popular and have haters. Your work and actions are offensive in environment. You're creating harmful to artists on top of just creating a really discouraging outlook to the art community as a whole. If you want to do the right thing, take everything you copied down from your stories and stop profiting off of them. Take a step back from your platforms to reflect on your harmful words and actions and listen to criticism from the minorities you're profiting off of and what you're being called out for. Also, freaking state your age somewhere, please. No one knows it, and have found you getting different answers to that question before. Address those rumors, because if you are minor selling explicit work, that's a whole new can of worms. On top of this, I know for a fact she has lied about her real age before and does not have it publicly anywhere. Someone said she used to have 16 in her bio before being called out for following and drawing not safe for work content. Can anyone confirm? Every now and then I would get comments, DMs, mainly on Instagram, accusing me of copying her work, like the Fallen Angel one, the Smoky one, Chair one, etc. Okay, everybody, I've seen that drawn so many times, like, sis. And if they had brain cells, they could just easily look at the dates of which my work was posted way before hers, but I always ended up just ignoring the comments. But sure, it was frustrating and made me anxious to see if she was taking my work again. And just... question mark. I didn't realize going on at first. I immediately DM'd her about it and she told me she thought it wasn't a big deal because it was just the hands, even though she captioned it everywhere, my version of Fallen Angel. She didn't give me credit anywhere and only tagged me on her pic on Instagram. I found out a few weeks later she was also selling prints of it, which gave me such a bad taste in my mouth, but it felt weird to bring it up again because I don't know, I kind of brushed it off and thought I could be overreacting and I didn't want to start anything. At the end of December, I saw her shirt on another artist for using the same reference photo as her, and when people called her out for it, she went to her Instagram stories to claim she started the trend. What? Of using that reference photo? Exactly, I've seen so many pictures that she's... Anyways, I talked with another artist about it and then found out how she used a cosplayer's photo to trace over without credit. And then I noticed she joined my Patreon and kept asking me for Patreon advice, which looking back was clearly only her caring about money. And it all just made me more nervous considering she already took my work and others without credit. And I wanted to block her from my Patreon, but it felt like I didn't have a legitimate enough reason to. And also, again, I didn't want to start anything. You read that, because I can't. That's when I just muted her everywhere, because it was all making me super anxious. But I think I'm okay to talk about it now. I cannot believe how much worse it actually got after reading that thread. Oh my god, congratulations, good job. Exposing this ugly. Anyway, adding more to this, I just want to vent out. I guess I was hesitant about the whole thing, but at first, it's not like Alexandria Peace was my original work, but I wanted to make it my own with Abby. I drew this during a stream back in October and posted a work in progress of it, but then after the Koya reveal, did another stream and fixed his scar's hair but then a few days later, she posted her version. I only have the first work in progress left. She makes not safe for work art and could possibly be 16. I don't know what to say anymore, to be honest. I'm not even surprised. So much big artists in the anime community have turned out to have done shizzy things, but that's horrible to steal people's art and have their own followers harass them and tell them they stole it when it was originally theirs. Period. If you see this artist anywhere, if you support her, even after hearing all this information, the door is to my left. Open it and leave. Because you need some Jesus. I don't even think Jesus can help you. You need some God. You need some holy water. Just leave. Just leave. Anyways, yeah. I said what I said. And yeah, just warn people.